There's a class of chemicals so persistent they've been nicknamed forever chemicals. They don't break down, they build up in your body, and they can interfere with the thyroid hormone that sets the pace of your healing. The result, injuries that won't resolve and a metabolism stuck in slow motion. Let me show you how forever chemicals may be holding your recovery back. I'm Dr. Padda. We continue our exposome sub-series with PFAS, Per and Polyfluoroalkyl Substances. These chemicals are remarkably widespread in the modern environment, and a key way they may affect chronic pain is through their interference with your thyroid, the gland that, as we discussed earlier, sets the speed of your tissue repair. Here's the background. PFAS are a large family of synthetic chemicals prized for their resistance to water, grease, and heat, which is why they've been used in nonstick coatings, water repellent products, food packaging, and countless other applications. But that same indestructibility is the problem. They don't break down in the environment or in the body, hence forever chemicals. They persist and they bioaccumulate, building up over time. Exposure is widespread, and these compounds are detectable in the blood of most people. So this is another constant, low-level background exposure that most people carry without knowing. Now, the mechanism I want to focus on. Research indicates that PFAS can interfere with thyroid hormone transport and signaling. Remember from our thyroid episode that thyroid hormone is your body's metabolic thermostat. It sets the pace of energy production, tissue turnover, and repair throughout your body. So when PFAS disrupt thyroid hormone function, particularly at the tissue level, the effect is to slow your metabolic rate and delay your cellular repair processes. And notice how this connects to a theme from that earlier episode. This kind of interference can reduce effective thyroid action even when standard thyroid blood tests look relatively normal, because the disruption can occur at the level of transport and tissue signaling rather than just the circulating hormone level. The thermostat reads, okay, but the house still runs cold. Here's the consequence for your pain. If PFAS are slowing your thyroid function and therefore your tissue repair, then injuries that should heal cleanly instead linger and become chronic. The repair crew is working in slow motion. A musculoskeletal injury gets stuck in an unresolved state, not because the damage is severe, but because the metabolic machinery of healing has been throttled down. This connects directly to the thyroid episode. A sluggish repair pace keeps pain conditions from resolving. And because PFAS exposure is so common and so persistent, this represents a quiet, ongoing brake on healing that conventional pain care never considers. The evidence has been growing and drawing serious attention. PFAS are well established as persistent, bioaccumulating environmental contaminants, and a substantial body of research has linked PFAS exposure to thyroid hormone disruption and altered thyroid function. Their broader health effects are an area of active investigation and increasing regulatory concern. The connection between thyroid function and tissue repair we covered earlier is well grounded, so while research continues, the mechanistic chain from PFAS to impaired healing is supported and worth taking seriously. So if your injuries seem to take forever to heal, if you're always the person whose recovery lags behind what anyone expects, there may be an external factor at work that no one screened for. Persistently slow healing isn't necessarily a personal trait or bad luck. It can reflect a metabolic break, sometimes driven by exposures like these. That reframe matters because it shifts the question from what's wrong with me to what's slowing my system and can we address it? The second question has answers. So here's what we do. We investigate why your healing is slow rather than just accepting it. And that includes a true exposome perspective and a thorough look at your thyroid function in full clinical context, as we discussed in the thyroid episode, not just a single number. Where exposures like PFAS may be contributing, we help you reduce ongoing exposure through practical changes in the products you use and consume, and we support your body's detoxification capacity and thyroid function. As the brakes on your repair are identified and released, your metabolic pace can recover, and injuries that were stuck in non-resolution finally get the throughput they need to heal. We're looking for what's slowing you down and removing it. Slow healing usually has a reason, and finding it is the whole point. If your recovery has always lagged, let's look for the brakes no one else checked. Go to painmd.tv and take the first step. I'm Dr. Padda. Let's release what's been holding your healing back.